want to start with questions?
I'll give a brief.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you don't have much. It's the usual Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Usual Thursday.
Good.
I will tell you this: a little better Wednesday than we did a week ago. Beautiful day today for our walkthrough, and so we've had a really good week of preparation. I think our guys are excited. I feel really good in our plan, but we have to execute on Saturday, and we got to get a lot of mental work done in the next couple of days.
Mark, I think Vince tweeted at the beginning of the week that this was the biggest game since Florida 2018. How do you do that balance between, letting your players know that it's an important game, but not overhyping it to where they think about it?
Oh, for us, we have the exact same approach every week, but there's a message every week. That doesn't mean they listen to me every week. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean, I'll be the first to admit, that certain games, like I tell you, in a 12-game season, you're not always going to peak. You're not always going to play your best. You got to be good enough to win when you're not at your best. But that's no excuse. We only get guaranteed 12 opportunities. So we have to make the most of it. And I know that's easy to say, but these are college kids. They go through ups and downs. They have a ton of things on their plate, and you don't always play your best. But that's on me to get them ready and get them prepared. But our tempo of things is always the same. No one game's more important than the others. The atmosphere, the noise behind it, it's impossible to act like you can ignore that sometimes. But if you want to play in big games, you got to take care of the one that's in front of you. So if we want a big game, then we have to play well this week, and so on. And that's just the truth. You don't play in big games unless you take care of people that's right in front of you. And so our message really doesn't change. I don't. I want to make sure our guys are ready to play each and every week. And again, that's not always the easiest thing to do, is to motivate them every single day to prepare and to have that kind of energy and juice. I know it's easy for fans and media to say, well, what the heck, but it doesn't just happen. You don't just show up. You've heard me talk about that a lot. You don't just show up on Saturday and think, oh, I'm going to turn it on. You have to have that every day.
Some of the offensive linemen have talked about just how much stress Eric Wolford puts on them during practice. What does that look like? How he tries to get them prepared for Saturday?
It's definitely, like I told you last week, I was pleased with our conditioning, and that's a big part of it with the offensive line and defensive lines, but definitely he pushes those guys, and it's the type of intensity that you're looking for. I mean, you cross the board. We want to put pressure on these guys through the week so the games are much easier.
I know you mentioned earlier, too, about some guys responding, and not everybody's going to play great every week. Smoke was one of those guys, he's hoping to have a big year, kind of struggle. How do you see him respond throughout the week?
Oh, he'll respond just fine. I mean, it's unacceptable to put the ball on the ground, but it happens, and he'll get it corrected, and had a really good week of preparation, and so we anticipate he'll have a good day.
There's a couple times out there on defense. I mean, I know, especially one of those reverses where Square was almost there before the ball even got there. Just what are some of the ways that you see the leadership really taking over on defense?
Well, I think the experience matters in those situations. That's one thing with some of those guys like DeAndre, who you mentioned, and other guys. I mean, we're going to see a lot of deception Saturday as well. And we see it from our offense, and Missouri does a nice job of trying to slow you down with some misdirection and some trick plays and things like that. They saw on film. I mean, we played fast last week. So one way people are going to try to use that to their advantage is do some things with some misdirections, reverses, some trick plays, things of that nature to try to slow you down. The good news is hopefully our players have seen a lot of things. They may have something totally different, but just apply your rules, and that helps with experience.
It looks like some of the NIL stuff is trickling out for guys, or at least we're kind of getting more aware of it. Is that I know you talked about that not wanting to be a distraction. Is that, you think that's been pretty balanced? How that's looked?
I feel good about it. I mean, I really do. I don't feel like it's been a distraction at all. These guys have some free time, and I mean, after a game, I'd rather have them sitting there signing autographs than out having a few beers. You know what I mean? So doesn't appear to be a distraction right now, and some of the guys that are doing that are very mature and handle their business. So, I hope it stays that way. I can't guarantee it, but right now I feel good about where it's at.
But you see some of the, I know you can't comment about specific individuals in high school, but some of the money that gets thrown around. I mean, just help. I mean, it's going to be important, but do you kind of expect, I guess, that kind of support here? Like, do you think that's going to happen?
Without question, it better if we want to continue, to operate and continue to build this program. I don't know what I'm allowed to say and not allowed to say, but I mean that's
pretty good.
I mean, we're stating the obvious if we don't. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I better just stop. But you guys put that out there. I think you all know the importance of it.
I think you can speak more candidly though how having 3 guys play tonight might help trickle down not only on your team now but future players.
Well, I just think it helps. We're just so proud of them. It's a Thursday night, so it's a early night for our players, and our coaching staff gets out of here at a reasonable hour on Thursday, so we could all enjoy it and watch it, and we'll be proud to watch those guys and all of them. So it's fun.
What does it just say about your program that all the guys who got drafted made the 53-man?
Well, that to me says a lot. I'm very proud of that, and that's a strong statistic that I don't think we talk enough about. And to have 6 guys make it and have 5 defensive players make it, leave our defense and make a 53-man roster, and 6 total, 6 for 6, along with AJ being a free agent and making the practice squad, which I assume will move up eventually. Just says a lot about them. It says a lot about our strength and conditioning team and our coaching staff. And we talk a lot about developing players, but to have them prepared and NFL ready is a big deal for us, and it makes us all very proud. Just look at the guys that are. What was that group with Lonnie and Mike and Josh, sophomore class? I guess last year was their 2nd year, and they all had big years and are doing really well. And so we're proud of all those guys and always rooting for them.
Who's your pick, Quentin and Kelvin, or a Mike on the Bucks?
We must stay out of there. They are Super Bowl champs. I don't know if I could bet against the champs, So there's a pretty good quarterback on their team.
Mark, on that subject, I was talking to somebody this summer who covers the Redskins, and he was talking about Jamin Davis and talking to the scouts of the Redskins. They said one of the things that Kentucky's got a reputation for developing players. That these guys, they weren't all 5-star, 4-star recruits. How important is that to have that reputation out there, not just for NFL, but for kids that you're recruiting?
Well, I think it's great respect. When you have these NFL teams, in here, we've had all teams have been through here already, and it says a lot, for our guys. That's a compliment. It's a compliment to our assistant coaches, our strength and conditioning team, and to all those guys. I think it's what I want our program to be, and that's hungry, and I want guys, never satisfied for where they're at and hungry and always trying to get better for themselves. And if they get better for themselves, in turn, they're going to help the program. And so, I just appreciate their work ethic, and we're going to continue to be that way.
The team shared the Chris Oates information again. Why is that important to get that message out?
Yeah, I appreciate to get the message out. It's important because Kim and Chris and the family need our help. We all give and have been a piece of that, but poor Kim is going through so much. When I hear, and we keep in touch with her, and I heard a van that we got that was breaking down, she couldn't even get Chris to rehab sessions. I mean, something's wrong. We need to all step up, and I'll be the first one. And I need to, and I wanted to get in front of the Big Blue Nation and help Kim and help Chris because they deserve it. And our fan base is amazing. Our people are amazing. They just need to know that Chris needs the help and Kim needs the help. And they are truly an inspiration. The young man is working his tail off just to talk, just to move certain parts of his body. And Kim is taking care of him and needs to get to the rehab session. So we need everybody's help. And I was the first one after talking to her. I keep in touch with her, but we all get consumed in our own business. And I'm like, Kim, I will step up, and I will get the Big Blue Nation to step up behind you and help you. So I greatly appreciate it. We're all in this together, and I just ask what people can give. whatever that is. What we can't let him drift away and be forgotten. It's just too important, and he means too much to us and to this team, and I greatly appreciate our fan base. It's bigger than football. This is life, and they're amazing people, and we all need to step up, and that starts with me as well.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.